Hi there. Hello, and how are you? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday, so it's time for another of my 4K sample series. Today, I am doing what is probably one of my favorite games of all time, and certainly my favorite game for the original Xbox. I am doing. Wait for it. I'm doing Panzer Dragon Orta. How's that timing for you? Yeah, has been my favorite game on the system ever since I got this way back in 2003, I think it was. Might have been 2004, but I think it was 2003. In any case, this is my favorite game for the original Xbox, and it's one of the few games I still have my original copy of from back in the day. I had a great clearing out of my original Xbox game collection when I moved to the 360, but this is one of the games I held on to. And in fact, I held on to my original Xbox specifically for this game. And it wasn't until this game was added to the 360's backwards compatibility library that I finally felt comfortable with getting rid of the thing, the original Xbox. Something which I regret, obviously, because this original Xbox I have now is not mine and is just full of a bunch of crap from someone else who didn't bother reformatting it to get rid of all their music. I do have a bunch of music on there, I just don't care. And it's because it's not mine, and also I just don't care. In any case, this game is awesome. If you don't know, the Panzer Dragon series is a series by Sega. It's basically an on-rail shooter style game, similar to like Star Fox, except it's made by Sega. And I like it way better. Not that I have anything against Star Fox, it's just this is the series that I like. And this game, in my opinion, is easily the best in that series, although I have never played Panzer Dragon Saga, which is not really that kind of game anyway. Okay, so let me hit start here. I'm playing this on an Xbox One X via backwards compatibility, and owing it to it being played on a Xbox One X, that's really dumb what I just said, it is actually being natively rendered at close to 4K. This game was originally 480p, which is to say... Yeah, this is a 480p game back in the day, and what the Xbox One X is it takes that and multiplies it by 4, which means that the resolution, the vertical resolution is 1920, which is only a hair under the 2160 that native 4K actually is. And it also provides a similar 4x horizontal resolution scaling as well. So this is pretty darn close to native 4K. And you have to have either a really big screen or you have to sit really close to it to notice any kind of a difference. Now, normally I would go through the tutorial of this, but I think I'm just going to hit the ground running and start playing the game. Start a new game. Let's set it on easy. I just want to show as much of this game as possible.
The famous light here ever said. Laos vivere seculu hespe your language. Romag maclarum meti. Laos ede genema arcai. Gmail, impenia posse, epicurate Laos. Autos lizarducutura, genema agrovita. Frescore, lycuam mecane Laos. Diracomia, macularu alma verde dir. Impenia pedastuite, murtu sturate.
Okay, so that's the basic setup of the game, the basic premise. Now this is a game that was added to the Xbox One's backwards compatibility program for original Xbox games. I could probably talk over these. These are subtitled anyway in a fake, made-up language. So you can imagine being my favorite game on the original Xbox. This is the one I was most looking forward to being added to the backwards compatibility list. It was added in the second wave, which was April of this year. Now, the reason why I'm getting around to it this late after it was added, almost a year afterwards, is because, well, I wasn't actually doing these videos back when it came out, but also, and I didn't have the capability to do that anyway, but also because I wanted to cover other games. But today I'm feeling like covering this one, partially out of laziness. I didn't want to feel like playing a new game today. Kind of not in the mood, but also because I wanted to play something familiar that I really like. I tried out a game I never played before last week, Conker's Live and Reloaded, the original Xbox remake of the N64 game titled Conker's Bad Fur Day. And I didn't really like it. It looked sharp, but it wasn't enjoyable, really. Maybe I'll give that another try in the future, but to be perfectly honest, I didn't really like it. This game, I've played through and beaten many times. I even streamed it last year before I was talking in these videos, and before I got my good internet. This game is just awesome. Even the pre-rendered CG, which I normally hated back then and hate now, even the pre-rendered CG still holds up. Which is surprising because I don't think any of this stuff is being upscaled. But you never know. Yeah, this is just a game I can go back to at any time and still get just as much enjoyment as I did when I first played it. Although when I first got my first big screen 1080p TV, playing this on that with the 360, it didn't look so good. Being blown up to that size without a significant increase in resolution rendering. It kind of looked blurry, pixelated, it didn't look good. This looks sharp. This looks awesome. And the art style holds up very well. This was a technical and artistic tour de force when it came out back in 2003. And it still holds up in every aspect, on the visual and on the audio level as well. So you hit A to shoot, you hold A to lock on the targets. Left and right trigger rotates the camera 90 degrees, depending on which direction you do that in, which trigger you hit. I absorbed a little energy ball that you occasionally get from destroying enough enemies, and that allows you to evolve your currently selected dragon. By the way, you have more than one dragon. Now just look at this game. I got hit. I've never claimed to be good at this game, even though it is my favorite, but as a result, you're going to see some much less than optimal playing here. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. This isn't about me or my ability to play these video games. This is about the games themselves. And more or less my experience playing them back in the day and now. Wish I had something more profound or relevant or interesting to say, but I kind of don't. Alright, so with the controls here, you hit X to accelerate forward, dash, and you hit B to sort of do an air brake and slow down. This is relevant more so for the boss fights, but there are occasions in which you have reason to do that in the regular gameplay as well. Don't worry, it won't be long until we get to one of those boss fights, but I just wanted to lay that out. And hit Y to switch dragons. You got 3 forms. This is your basic one. It can lock onto the most targets. It has a normal size. It has 2 meters on the dash. 2 bars on the dash meter. Doing this, speeding up or hitting the B to do the air brake takes away a meter and they recharge after you stop using them. But yeah, this is sort of a good all-around dragon. This dragon does not have a dash at all. It can lock onto the fewest targets, but it has the most powerful regular attack. Effective for boss fights, so when you want to do massive damage. Hit the weak spot for massive damage. Kind of. Now, the third dragon, this green one, has no lock-on ability at all, but it has 3 bars worth of dash ability, and it fires the fastest, which means it's effective for taking out lots of incoming enemies or projectiles, especially if they don't take lots of damage. So if you are facing a situation in which there's a lot of bullets being shot at you, you switch to the smaller one to shoot them all down real quick, and they just lock on automatically. Now, all 3 of these dragons have different super attacks that you activate by hitting, I believe it's the right bumper. It's one of either the black or white button on the original Xbox controller, and I think it's one of the bumper buttons on both the 360 and the Xbox One controller. This one does sort of a screen-clearing attack. The main dragon. And it's effective if you have a lot of enemies at once. In fact, I'll do that now. Use the boss. And we're just sort of on a predetermined path flying around it, while we're occasionally taking pot shots at it. Switch to the big one. This guy has basically a focused laser that does an insane amount of damage to bosses. This dragon's special attack is very effective against bosses. Now this one, its special attack actually heals you a little bit. And to my knowledge, it's the only way in this game, aside from starting a new level, of course, that you have to get back health. There are no health pickups of any kind. If you want to get health back, use this dragon's ability. It'll basically steal health from enemies that are on screen and give it to you. It doesn't refill it that much, but it helps. I think I'm going to stick with the big dragon until I find myself needing to switch to something else. These things before they hit you. One of them did. Alright, why don't we use this thing and I'll show you what that looks like. I guess I hit the wrong part of it because it hardly did any damage at all. We more or less get the idea. This thing's going to keep firing these mines at me until I take it out, so... Much like a Star Fox game, you're on a predetermined route. And there we go, I beat it. Don't think for a second, because of the apparent ease which I beat this boss, that I'm actually good at this game. I set it on easy mode. keep that in mind. What do we got here? Uh-oh, someone else is here now. That's a powerful dragon, isn't it? Okay, that's a bit cryptic. I wonder what that means. Okay. Something about a cradle and more dragon mares?
Corvis intas carsa. Idonimus Daruca Elemia Integra. Tum es nodu communitium gustas uia.
Ah, this level. Lots of green, lots of colors. I know there's a lot of gray coming from the water there, but... Ah, we got stuff to shoot at. An important thing to note about the upgrade system is that when an orb appears for you to absorb, it only upgrades your currently selected dragon. But if you're quick enough, you have more than enough time to switch to the dragon you want upgraded before you actually absorb it. Just sort of have to be paying attention when you know when one of those things appears. And you can't shoot these shots that are being fired at you down. I just wasn't for some reason because I was distracted by myself, I guess. See? I wasn't actually, I didn't actually hit it in time, but I did want to upgrade another dragon. This dragon doesn't seem to change in appearance at all when it gets up, when it levels up. But the other two definitely change in appearance. And I hope to show you that at some point in this video. Oops, I guess both bumpers activate the special. Oh well. That's good to know. I was just thinking, I wonder what the left bumper does. Got this here flying centipede-looking thing. How else would you describe it? Let's switch over to this thing, because I have a feeling we'll be dealing with a lot of small targets. And we are moving pretty fast as well. If I have to do any kind of dodge maneuvers to avoid hitting stuff, this is the best one for that. Alright, and guess what I'm going to do now? Got 2 of these things to fight off. They will occasionally charge me, and I have to be ready for that. Just like that. You can see I'm doing a lot of damage to them. Alright, I've taken a little bit of damage, so I think I'll show you the healing ability, show you how much it gives back. Not much, but it's something. And in this game, especially on the higher difficulty and in the later levels, you definitely want to take whatever you can get. Unless, of course, you're good enough to not get hit, which is possible. Every attack in this game can be avoided. There are no situations in which you're guaranteed to take damage. Could be able to finish these guys off right here. Guess I was wrong. I took out one of them, though. Oh, I failed to get the last one. I think. Oh well. These things. I do believe there are alternate paths you can take in this game. Well, I don't have anywhere near enough of this game, these levels memorized to know where they are. Take out these guys real quick, because they will be a pain if you don't. And there's a concept of shoot-down rate. How many, the percentage of enemies that you shot down. Here we go. I absorbed an energy thing for this dragon. As you can see, it changed appearance, because I must have absorbed more than one. I do believe this is an in-engine cutscene. That's why it looks so sharp. It also represents the current dragon that I've selected. If it was pre-rendered, it would not do that. Alright, we want to maneuver our way back, hitting the B button so we can be behind this thing. And attack its flower. How else would you describe this thing? It's basically like a floating, now flying basket with a flower thingy as its weak spot. And I guess I'm helping these guys take it out. I see those purple sacks on the bottom. You have to pay attention to those because those will expand and explode into energy balls that then hit you. Like that one. You just sort of have to shoot them to deflate it. You can do that. You can prevent them from exploding. Now watch this. Take out that thing. Yep, you can see how much damage that thing can do against a boss. Again, just as a reminder, I have it set on easy. Ah. Got hit by something. Ah, I let one of them explode, but that's okay, I took it out anyway. Now here's the part where he thinks I'm an Imperial. Look, I got a B. Meanwhile, back wherever this guy is, I've been watching a lot of Stargate SG-1 lately, which is what I was doing yesterday instead of one of my normal streams. So a lot of this is looking and sounding familiar. Talk about drones and ancients and such.
Code. Ye poye historicalas. De enefacimenta. Mu posse. Norde miai natas. Core elenia.
It's important to note that this game is in widescreen because not all of the original Xbox games that are backwards compatible on the Xbox One are. Like this and Ninja Gaiden Black are the two notable ones. A lot of them are actually letterbox. Not every original Xbox game was widescreen, which is unfortunate because it'd be much better if they were. But whatever. Still a higher percentage of them than the PS2 or the GameCube. Kind of one of the reasons why it's probably the original Xbox is probably my favorite system. Ah, now we have to deal with these guys who think I'm an Imperial. Alright, we'll show them. We'll show them by killing them. That'll prove it, right? Ah, they hit me. Alright, well, how about this? How do you guys like a little bit of that? Probably shouldn't have switched at that moment, but whatever. There we go. Alright, so I guess we're not enemies. Don't run into the floating things. It's probably good advice in general, don't you think? Let's use this thing. Seems to be more effective. Remember, I'm not controlling the path that I'm taking. This is on a predetermined route, a rail, as it were. I'm just sort of moving my character around within the limited confines of this path. That is this predetermined route that I'm taking. I think I'll stick with this dragon, because it seems to be very effective at taking these things out. And also give me a chance to upgrade it, so I can show you this dragon's second form. And actually shows you how many of those orbs you need in order to basically level up. In this case, you need 2 in order to get to the second form. You need 2 of them to level up to your second form. I do believe it becomes more powerful in addition to just looking different. I can't exactly nail down how much or in what ways. I wouldn't be surprised it's based on the dragon. Like, your main one you can lock on more targets. This one you can fire faster. And the bigger one, its shots do more damage. That's just a guess, I don't actually know. But it seems likely. See, look. I changed appearance. In case you're wondering, the right analog stick does nothing, and clicking the analog sticks do nothing as well. Alright. I mentioned how good this game looks. It looks really sharp. I know I talked about how I didn't look good playing it on the 360 on the big screen TV, but this TV's even bigger, and it looks better. I guess I absorbed 2 of them that time. Alright. But this game isn't just being upconverted, this is actually being rendered natively at almost 4K. And the results show. This is basically what you get like on a PC emulator. That's basically what it is. This is emulating original Xbox games on an Xbox One. To take out the rocky shell of this thing. Oops, I had the wrong one selected when I got that thing. We can take this thing out real quick. Hey, look, there's another. There we go. One down. Let's take care of this other one. Making much quicker work of this thing with this dragon. There we go. Wipe all those things out with the special attack. No, I was not deliberately saving it for that moment. I don't have this game memorized enough for that kind of strategy, that kind of strategery. Gee, I wonder what that thing is. It couldn't happen to be a big, giant mechanical beast that I have to fight as in a boss battle type way, could it? Looks like we have to target its face. I am alternating between holding down the attack button, which is A briefly, and tapping it. So I'm holding it down briefly to let out the missiles, and while the missiles are away, I'm tapping it a few times to get some extra shots. Sort of a rhythmic, an interesting rhythmatic way of doing this game. I can't talk. The game does have some nuance, that's the point. And I am getting all types of screwed up. I should get ahead of this thing. And get some of my health back as well. I know I don't need it, but just in case. Stick with this thing while I'm behind him. It seems to be easier to defend myself from attacks, and also it being smaller means I have a smaller hitbox. Just one of many considerations. I got it down to half health though. I'm definitely going through this much faster than I would on normal difficulty. I have beaten this game on the highest difficulty in the past. But this is like almost 15 years ago that I did that. It also took me a long time to do. Now my new ally buddies are firing on it. They're just not being particularly effective. Let's use this thing. Boy, did I pick the wrong time to use it. Oh well. I think I am doing a small amount of chip damage like that. Oops, I should have been attacking it there. Oh well. There we go. Your life bar is gone, so you should like blow up or something. There we go. Episode clear. A B. Yeah, we're just rolling along. Now here's a CG cutscene. As pixelated as this looks, this still holds up way better than I expected. Look at that thing. That is a giant flying carpet that is alive, and it has like a whole countryside on it. Look at those eyes. Including a little village. Living on the back of a giant flying living carpet that's gliding over a vast, seemingly endless desert. There's even smaller ones next to it. Ah, this guy.
Mire adelante. Tusuenta. Venía playa. Será trashe esquía. Odeído mo bogustas. Nihil cristaro tu. Ode we renta.
Okay, that guy likes to laugh a lot.
Cor jeśpido que suos. Sor levte exia inter. Cor de emphoricus omni schema. Ye liuba est laus, liu laus. Cor nimus metaschema porto. Tum es las d'interger, nortares entasmentar.
Now comes what is probably my favorite level of this game. This is basically the shooting gallery level of this here rail shooter. Look at that. A screen full of targets. And yes, you can shoot down those ships. And yes, it is fun to do so. Look at that. You still have to dodge or shoot down their bullets, but yes, shooting down the ships is fun. Look at that. That's the kind of moment you save your super for. There we go. I think after all that shooting down of stuff I just did, I only got one orb from that. But whatever, I'll take it. There's nothing left. I should be shooting that thing still, or the other ships, but they're gone. Look at the mini-map, the radar thing on the top right. Here we go. Here's more stuff. Shoot these things down real quick. Shoot this thing down, and there we go. Okay, I got stuff near me. I can't see them, though. Ah, here's why I should be shooting at. A little bit of this health back from the damage I've been taking. I can't see it. Wow, look at all that stuff. That's a big thing, whatever it is. What the heck is that? Ah, it shot down my buddy. Look, my character's mad. It lost an entire fleet just to eliminate one target. That doesn't seem to be very efficient. Ah, we leveled up again. Now the dragon looks even bigger. Or at the very least, it looks different. Probably it is best to stick with this dragon for this part, though, considering all the small things that are shooting at me, and the amount of bullets that can be on screen at any one time. Yeah, there's another orb. That's probably not actually orbs, but I can't think of a better thing to call them, so whatever. Stick with that for now. If that bothers people I'm calling them that, then just give me a better name, and I'll refer to them that in the future. Alright. Hey, where are you going? Now this thing, you have to zoom past it to take it out. It has a shield that blocks attacks at its front-facing shield, I should say. Those guys marching in a column. Can't really shoot them, but it's just a small little detail that you probably wouldn't notice on a small, lower resolution screen. Get behind them, that's when you can actually do damage to them. Plus you do a bit of damage just from dashing through them. There we go. Like how those machine guns aren't firing at anything in particular, they're just shooting in a straight line. Clearly meant for visual effect. It works, but you also have to wonder why they're doing that. Guess it really doesn't matter. Alright. This thing is shooting. Alright. Thing's gonna hit me, right? Yep. Should have gone to the left. Here we go. I think we have a boss battle coming up. What do you think? Let's use this thing. I guess we used that at the wrong time because it put us in a position where we couldn't get out of the way fast enough. You are invincible, by the way, when you're using your ult. Ah, we have to destroy these things now. Having a little bit of difficulty taking those things out, but whatever. Here we go. Should be able to finish him off right here. Again, just as a quick reminder, I am playing this on easy mode. There we go.
agora. Auto avanti. Bene. Ichiraio pronto.
Remember these guys? The Dragon Mares? Well, they're back. They don't seem to like me very much, do they? Once again, you want to manage which dragon you are at any particular time to maximize both your damage output as well as your defense abilities. Speaking of which, let's heal up a little bit. Yes, that thing does do a little bit of damage to them as well. Just not as much as your other options. It's a compromise. Get a little bit of health, do a little bit of damage, versus getting no health and doing a lot of damage. If you're good enough, which I am not, then you can probably avoid ever using this thing's ability, because you just never get hit. Like I just did there. Okay, where are you guys? These things are one of the hardest things for me to try to avoid. At least I've run into so far in this play, in this session. These things are also pretty difficult. Alright, let's see if we can take these guys out. There we go. That took quite a bit more damage than I wanted to there, but I did beat it. Yeah, I got a D for hits taken and a C overall. What's going on here? It's blowing itself up, it looks like. Look at that, face down in the snow. But not dead. Alright, so we're alive, but where's the dragon? Is it around here? This game's got some pretty good music, too. And yes, this is pre-rendered CG. This cutscene is computer-generated imagery. Looks like our dragon's not doing so well. But it's alive.
Anno decaile, defensio en anorbalis. Coro noien genema odioneros, seius mentor. Muti ye, tista poi.
All right. As you can see, our dragon doesn't have fully healthy wings at the moment, so we're just running along. I believe there was a sequence like this in Panzer Dragon 2 or Panzer Dragon Spy. Ah, what do we got here? We also can't seem to change forms either, so we're just stuck with the basic dragon, which is fine. This game has a lot of strange looking creatures and even environments. Doesn't look like we're building super meter either. I doubt we'll be getting any of the orbs, but maybe. Wow, there's 3 of those things now. Now there's 2. Ah, that thing's shooting at me. There's just one. Where did it go? I guess I missed it. Oh well. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of other things to shoot. I'm not paying attention to when these things are actually shooting at me. There we go. Just in case it's not obvious, when the targets turn red like that, that means you can't lock onto any more stuff. But when they're green, that means you can. A simple but effective way of telling you when you are at or not at the limit of your targeting system. I generally like to make these videos about an hour long, but I also want to show off a little bit of the next level, too, because I think it's one of the more visually interesting ones. So we'll see. We'll see how quickly we can get through this stuff. Because I am currently at a little over an hour right now. Ah, flying dolphins. Dolphins just hit me. Flying snow dolphins. Hey, what? Now these look an awful lot like creatures that were featured in the first Panzer Dragon game, which there is a port of the a version of the PC port of included in this package. What you have to do to unlock it is you have to beat Panzer Dragon Orta all the way. You have to complete the story mode of Panzer Dragon Orta on any difficulty level, and you'll be able to unlock it. And it is accessible in the Pandora's Box option on the main menu, which is basically the place for the special features of this game, the bonus content. This is one of those Sega games that was put on the original Xbox, Japanese Sega games that was released for the system, and I imagine that this was originally going to be a Dreamcast game, because most of the other ones were originally developed for Sega's last console before it was discontinued. You can still dash here, so that's good. So it would have been interesting to see what this game would have been like if it was actually released for the Dreamcast. Because I know Shenmue 2 actually came out for that system in other countries. This game, I assume it was originally going to be developed with the Dreamcast in mind, but I don't actually know that for sure. I'm running along to see a bridge, and look, it's a boss. Some sort of flying whale thingy. Shooting harpoons out of it. It's shooting what appears to be harpoon things at me, which is odd because generally that's what whalers use to kill whales with. It's harpoons. These stuff like Moby Dick they did. Okay, where are you? I'm just sort of falling on the mini-map, on the radar thing there. This is not a mini-map, this is no map, but still. I'm taking hits that I shouldn't be. About my ability to change into the bigger dragon, this thing is taking longer to take out as a result. Probably wondering if I'll ever be able to fly again at this point, or am I going to spend the rest of the game running around the ground like this, not being able to change forms or use a super attack. Oh, what's it doing? Looks like it's destroying the support struts for this here bridge. Well, the support columns, I should say. I guess struts would be a horizontal thing. Uh-oh, looks like we're going off. Too bad we don't have wings. Oh wait, look, we do. I guess the dragon healed right on time. And now let's take this thing out for realsies. Let's get in front of it, because I bet that's where its weak spots are going to be. Actually, they're right here. I'm not doing well here. Ah, I should have saw that coming. Ah, quickly take these things out. It's shooting a whole bunch of them at me. Get some of this health back. Okay. Ah, this part. I remember this. Shoot. This is a cool sound effect that it does, but man, that's a lot of things that can hit you. Apparently I can't dash through that without getting hit. Seems to be more effective when you just hold down the attack button as opposed to tapping it like I've been doing. Let's get some more health back. I'd rather not have to replay these bosses, especially this boss, especially considering I want to show off more of the game. That's the whole reason why I put it on easy to begin with. Alright, let's put it out of its misery. There we go. Boss clear time. Oh, an S. And it tells you what route you took. I took A, route A there. Hey look, a moment of remorse. What's happening here? This guy again. Yeah, why did you kill him? Ah, getting a little dubsteppy there. Alright, I just want to briefly show you a little bit of this level before I call it a video. Maybe in the future I'll put up a second part of this and show you the rest of this in a future 4K sample video. Ah, look at this thing that's chasing me. I'll stick with the big dragon because it seems to be most effective. It's also the most effective shot against these missiles that it's shooting at me. Well, I think it will charge me at some point, so that means I have to switch to one of the other dragons eventually. Not only does this big dragon's missiles do more damage, but its regular gun does more damage as well. Excuse me. There we go. Finish it off. It's actually, I think, the fastest I've ever beaten that boss. Again, this is on easy mode. I generally play it on normal. By the way, this level opens with a boss fight. And those missiles that it's shooting along the side of the tunnel at you can be very easy to not notice. Now look at this level. Sort of techno, cyber look to it. Cyber, techno, ancient. There we go, you shoot the red one. That's how you do with those things. There we go. Look at the floors there. Upgrade this guy. Look at that. Have to sort of go fast to get around these closing walls. Now, it's not going to kill you instantly if you hit them, but it will damage you. And it's not really going to stop your progress if you don't succeed in getting past them. It's just going to, like I said, damage you. Hey, look at that guy. Well, I think I've given you a good taste of this game. A good sample, as it were. I think I'm going to call it a video today. I'm going to save and end this game. And if I pick this up in a future video, I'll pick up right at this level. Thank you for watching. I appreciate anyone who takes time out of their day to watch my videos, my streams. Just as a quick reminder, I like to do a retro stream, that is playing streaming games using the open source scan converter on Monday night, generally about 8 o'clock. A modern stream, that is any system that outputs directly via HDMI, on Wednesday night, generally at about 11 o'clock or whenever I get home from work. I do a 4K and or HDR upload as a part of my sample series, like you're watching here on Friday. They're generally available on Saturday, although they may not be available in 4K until Sunday. And I do occasional multiplayer streams, although I haven't been doing them much as of late due to odd work hours I'm having at the moment. I generally do multiplayer streams on Tuesday and or Saturday nights. Sometimes on Sundays. And thank you for watching. Until next time, take it easy.